Hello, everybody. So sorry about that. We've been gone this weekend. We had a big event, and I forgot to hook my camera back up. We were using it. I was using it for the retreat. And hi, Jojo. So I forgot. I had to hook up my camera. So let me just kind of get some things here placed in. Wow, talk about not ready. Sorry, guys, but we're getting there. Just a second. There we go. Hi, Tanya. Today, so I have something really fun, and I was, like I said, running down here, realized I didn't have a camera. So I didn't grab the bag of candy I was going to use in my little bag, my little gift bag here. And I did tie mine with this ribbon, so we're kind of close to the camera because I took the two handles and made it into one. Hi, Rhonda. And this I saw on Pinterest where they put a divider in, but I did it my way. So the little bag, it's really a nice bag because it's not really little. It's 8 inches. So you could definitely put, well, you could make it smaller, but you could put in even a wine bottle, one of the smaller ones. I've seen those like the ice wines that you can stick in there, but on the front, we'll make a little pocket. And I use the cut apart. So you could put the gift card. So it'll be basically the gift card on the inside. And I just kept it plain, but then inside, because this will be a housewarming gift, I did go ahead and get some of the things that I wanted to put in. And I'll be getting more the candy corn to go on that side, but like I said, I left it upstairs, so that will fit in there. The candy corn, you could even make a really, I don't know, small, anything to put in there, full-size candy bars, but this is what we're going to work on today. I am ready to work too. I used the green artisan cardstock in Splendor. Now you can also use Masquerade, the Halloween paper. Hi, Tricia. And I'm going to be using the burgundy cardstock and the same Splendor cardstock because I love it and I need 2 housewarming gifts. So let's get started. I did put the cutting guide up in another group. So if you're watching from Authentique, hi, C, welcome. And I'm going to give you the measurements of what you need to cut. You'll need 4 pieces of cardstock and 4 of your, let me show you, of your Splendor. But I'm sneaking in, look at this. So from Delicious, or is that Cultivate? I think it's Cultivate. I'm sneaking in for the back, the plaid. I mean, the burlap, because I just love it. You know what, Joan? It would be really cute for a You've Been Booed wine gift. Then on the inside, I'm going to use these 2. And then you will want to mat the sides, but you'll have scraps from these bigger pieces. And you want to first cut 2 pieces of cardstock that are 9 by 12. Don't want a big one. So these are 9 inches by 12 inches. Again, if you want to make this shorter, see where my inside piece hits? If you want to make this shorter, you can measure it to that cardstock there, or you can also make the little box that's on the inside taller. Totally up to you. But I wanted this to pretty much sit so part of it stuck out so they could see what that is. Hello, Bobby. And then you want, for that little box on the inside, -12 by 8.5. Now, once again, you can just keep it 12 by 12. But measuring, I mean, scoring would be different. And I won't be giving those measurements. So 8.5 by 12, 2 9 by 12. Then you need 2 pieces that are 8 inches by 3 1/8. And 1 10 by 3 1/8. Hello, Marcy. And then the little pocket that I put on the front is 3.5 by 6. And you can really make that any size that you want. We're going to start with the bag. So I want to grab my two 12 by 9 inch pieces. And I still am losing my voice. Hi, Judy. So if it cracks, it's because we were laughing all week. No, actually, we were laughing all week. We had a wonderful, wonderful scrapbook retreat. And we're going to score this as soon as I can get my tools out. Man, I'm sorry. I feel so unorganized here. Because I am, right? Okay, on the 12-inch side, this is very simple. You're going to score at 8 inches. And we're going to do that for both. What this does is it creates a heavier, it makes it so that you've got a lot of reinforcement for where that wine bottle goes. And then you won't tear your bag. And all we're going to do on those right now is set those aside. Then we're going to go ahead and score the little box. And it's 12 by 8.5. And with the 12-inch across the top, I want you to score 2 inches and 8 1/4. 2 and 8 1/4. We're glad you're here too, Bev. And then we're going to turn to the 8.5 inch side. And you're going to score at 2, 4, 6, and 8. That way it makes it really simple going all the way across. And let's score the pocket since, oh no, let's score the sides. And we're going to start with the 10-inch piece by 3 1/8. Super easy. You're just going to score all 4 sides at 1/2 inch. And again. And again. So 1/2 all the way around. And for the 2 that are 3 1/8 by 8, we do have the brown artisan cardstock, but I believe we're out right now. It's on order. So we're going to score at 1/2 inch, and I'm using the burgundy. And 1/2 inch. This is what's going to connect the bag front and back. And our last scoring piece is that little pocket that I put out on the front. And I'm scoring at 1/2 inch, 6 across the top. And you're just going to turn it now 3 sides. Score each side at 1/2 inch for your pocket. That one we definitely can set aside. We'll do that here in just a little bit. We're just going to varnish the sides. And I have to tell you, when it comes to putting these together, your little 3 1/8 inch pieces, I am going to use score tape. It works a lot better putting this bag together. I did do a couple of them with glue, and it is a little bit more difficult because you'll see we're making a 3D project and there's really nothing to grab that cardstock together and pinch it to help that glue dry. So your score tape is going to be your best bet here. And you do want to cut all 4 corners. And you'll see the things that I use and the Authentique Splendor and the artisan cardstock. They are available at countrycraftcreations.com along with all my supplies that I use. Splendor, this wonderful fall paper, and I have a brand new exciting one to show you after. Your local scrapbook store should have this in stock. And if you can't find it at your local scrapbook stores, you can find it at countrycraftcreations.com. We have it in stock all the time. Well, sometimes, and then I have to run to the warehouse, but it's in stock the next day. I'm just going to use a 3/8 of an inch score tape. You can use a 1/4 inch. I'm going to go ahead and line all of these 1/2 inch pieces. And I probably should have done this. You know, I don't use score tape as much anymore. So I should have done all this first. And then I wouldn't have had all this cleanup. Because with glue, I don't do this. So that's the 4-sided one. That's the bottom of your bag. These are the sides. And we're going to match these little pieces first. But first, cut your matting for the purse. And I'll give you that measurement here in just a minute. The top that we're folding in, that's your reinforcement piece. Right now, we are just going to burnish this. Oh, thank you for asking. Wilbur is fine. He's actually asleep. He's doing really good about just sleeping during my live videos. The matting that I cut, okay, this is 8 inches long, 9 inches wide. So your matting is going to be 7 7/8 by 8 7/8. Now you're going to want to watch your directional. And because I'm using the sunflower, it's really important to watch your directional. And it's going to be important to watch the directional like on your pumpkins. So this is 8 by 9. So 7 7/8 by 8 7/8 is your matting. Well, thank you. And let's go ahead and do the matting. Now after you cut the big pieces, you'll be able to get the little pieces. And you just need one piece for the bottom. Eight 7/8, and these are all 2 inches. So 8 7/8 by 2 will go on your longer piece. That's just the back side of the sunflowers. Then you need 4 pieces for the sides. 2 inside, 2 outside. They are 7 7/8 by 2. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mat those first. For that, I'll just use glue. Make sure you spread that glue thin, or spread it out so it's evenly dispersed. My finger hurt. And on this little purse, you can go ahead, we can mat the inside and the outside. you don't have to wait, but you don't want to mat the inside of the purse, whoops, till last. Hi, Linda. How are you? So the inside I'm going to use, it was the back of the cut apart, that kind of, I call it the blonde leaves. You know, you're seeing the white leaves in your craft store that kind of just are, I call them blonde because of that blondish color. Yeah, the weather definitely is beautiful. I'm loving the fall weather. So we're going to repeat with the second piece. For the bottom, I did not mat the inside, but you can. It's pretty dark in there. I didn't think anybody would see it. And plaid to the outside. Again, this is from, I forgot to look if it's Cultivate or Delicious. They really do coordinate well. And I can't wait to show you the new collection that will be on the website and in your local stores. Now, some of the local stores may already have it. So those are my sides. I'm just putting them aside. And for the front and the back, I've already cut those pieces back, and this will be, actually I'm going to put that on the back and these two on the inside. I am getting down. I need to restock my own personal Splendor because I've been using it for, of course, fall projects. I used it for all those pumpkins. I made more pumpkins. We've got Thanksgiving coming, and now I'm making these bags. So right now I'm just using what was left over before I replenish my stock for my stuff. There's the front. I just thought that made such a picturesque front. It's gorgeous. And we, like I said, we don't mat the inside until later. Hi, Nancy, and there's the back. Oh, I gave the cutting guide in the beginning, or there it is in Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. So if you're writing down as you go, I mean, that's how I do it. Front and back is now done, and this is the inside. We're going to put it together. So this is where you'll see the score tape. sometimes I get the cutting guide up with the StreamYard. I just did not last night. Okay, so this is the bottom. My inside is not matted. This is the cover, so it's upside down to me right now. And what I'm going to do is we're going to attach the front cover to this 1/2 inch flap. And if you want to use a mixture of the glue and score tape, you could use it here because this is a easier part. I'm just trying to even everything up. That's on the inside. Now this bottom is going to be our back. So if I were to fold this out, see, it will fold in. No chipboard in this project. And that's going to sit right there. But to make it easier to attach, I turn to the side for me. Then I will attach those two. I'm just trying to visually do all the lining up as there we go, before I put it down. Fold this over. And now you can see how it's starting to take shape. And there's our bottom. Now go ahead and open. These are the wings, and that's where our sides are going to come into play. So my burlap is on the outside. It doesn't matter which end you connect. And line things up here. But we're just going to attach it at either one of the bottoms. It won't, like I said, it does not matter. Unless you're using a directional paper, take that back. It will matter. Because this is going to flip up. Go ahead and just score it again. See how it just flips? And repeat at the bottom. Or the side, which I turn it sideways. Just as easy, it's a lot easier for me to line up those score lines there. Now, I'm going to do the usual. I'm going to go ahead and push in those 1/2 inch flaps. We're going to burnish them well. So our purse will be square, or our bag. You could definitely make this as a purse. Also, you can make more of those inserts if you want to have 3 of them will fit in the top right here that we put in here, that we're going to put in. See these? You can put more of them in there. And so if you wanted to put like perfumes, and if it's for maybe a girly girl's birthday or a sweet 16 birthday, and you want to use one of the other paper collections, you know, I can't remember the name, Splendor. No, not Splendor. They're the pink and the blue and the yellow. I'm not thinking today. They're just really girly girl. It'd be beautiful in this collection. Now, as you can see, when you lift the side up, you want to lift open your flap. we are now going to attach the side. We're going to attach the side to our bag. And that is where I found it's just a lot easier at this point to use score tape. And it needs to go on here with the flap open because it's going to then fold over and hide that top flap. Remove the backing to your score tape. Poise. Thank you, Lynette. Flawless. Yes, poise. Now, I don't want to do this one yet. I'd like to do the opposite side the same. So we'll just kind of pull that out on its hinge. Oh, you can also miter that. I'm just showing you because you don't have to, but you can. So once again, turn the orientation what's easiest for you to line that up. Now, to make it a little bit easier, I'm going to go ahead and close this at this point. And I also want to give you a tip for the inside. And I thought of it after. I'm thinking, gosh, I am making all of these purses and I don't want to use my pattern paper. So on my next ones, what I'm going to use is just the craft cardstock or a solid cardstock like the black to make it look like a black lining. And that's going to save you from using your pattern paper on the inside. But since I've already cut my pattern paper same size, 7 7/8 by 8 7/8, I'll go ahead and use them. Or I could save them for the front and then just use a craft because it will definitely look more like a plain lining. And Chris, the secret to squaring those sides is making sure you're going back over like we did and burnishing. I mean, burnish hard. I'm very heavy-handed. If you burnish that paper and tell it you want it to be square, it's going to be square, and it makes your job a lot easier. So let's go ahead and close this one. And then I was just thinking, since I do have 5 others to make, I'm going to set this aside and go and grab my craft cardstock. I'm just going to cut 2 pieces of it. And save that pattern paper for another one. So the craft is also the artisan. See, and it looks great. It looks just like a plain liner. And it's a little bit heavier than the pattern paper, so it will give it more strength also. Oops. Now, one thing I want to do while this is flat, because that's another thing that makes it really easy. And my pattern paper, my paper is all on. So I want to take my ruler have it upside down. And I'm going to mark 2 inches in. So, like I said, it's upside down. And because I have this cool quilting ruler, see, it's all marked for me, so I know where my 2s and my 1/2 inches are. So I'm going down a 1/2 inch from the top. Yay! I want everybody to move to Utah. And 2 inches in. So 2 inches from the side, 1/2 inch from the top. And that is where we're going to be poking a hole using my crop-a-dile. And there is one thing I have to tell you once we get this put together. It was really funny. Your crop-a-dile, if you're using one, you notice how you have one here and here. Well, I wasn't watching. You're going to notice I have a hole here. Because if you put it down, this is exactly the same width. And I wasn't looking, and I actually poked a hole. Too bad they're not both the same size. That would have worked really great. So we can go ahead and poke that hole now. Or you can just use the 1/2 inch guide on your crop-a-dile. But it is 2 inches from the side. Let's go ahead now, and we're going to close up just one side first. And a little adhesive here. Open your flap. Get in the camera here. See, now you're going to start seeing how difficult this can be if you use your glue. Now on this one, because I don't want it to stick, yeah, get your finger in there and lift that up. So my finger is still holding this up. A lot easier than glue. You can't mat the other side first because this has to fold down. Okay, so I want you to kind of round this. See, this is going to fold down over the top. And that is why we could not mat the inside. You need this for strength if you're going to be carrying it around. Now, you don't want to get glue on everything. So you're going to kind of bend it in. There we go. Okay, we have the holes on this side. So when we do punch these other ones, you got to be careful. See how this is? I thought it was kind of funny. So we're going to make marks on this side. Same thing. Half inch down. Where's my pen? Oh, there we go. So half inch down and 2 inches. So when you go to punch the hole, don't go in that way. Go this way. Unless you can remember to keep it out of there. Oh, see, and I did it again. You got to be really careful with these double-sided tools. Oh, it did it twice. So we're going to fix that. And since I didn't plan on that happening, we'll have to get our circle punch. You know, I'm going to use this tab punch. So this will look like reinforcers. Or you can use circles. I bet you guys were. See how that'll just sit there? Just look like a little reinforcer. That's all right. We'll just do it right this time. It needed some more decoration anyway. And it needed some reinforcement. You have a great day too. So if you're just joining and you missed the marks, oh, you know, those ones will show, these ones won't, because we're going to put the matting on the inside, so I didn't need to do that, but it'll be extra strong. And it was just a quick fix. Look how quick we fixed that. Okay, let's just slide our mat inside. And let's try this again. So 1/2 inch and 2. Well, no, because you won't really see it. That darn thing. Oh, I'm going to put my hand here and push it out. That one looks a little deep. Hi, Nikki. . So yeah, get your hand in there. There we go. It really does. That adds to the strength. So let's make our little box that goes on the inside. So our box, we've already done all the scoring. And I've got that little side at the top. Okay, that's going to be the bottom. I poked double holes. You got to watch it with your crop-a-dile, Jane. It's double-sided and it will get both sides of your box if you're not careful. The top, we will be folding those in for a reinforcement, but we don't need the tab up at the top. We don't need it in the bottom, but we do need it in the middle. That's how we're going to connect our box. And then go ahead and just angle that right there on the inside center. And do the same with the bottom. Okay. I'm just going to start here first with the top. And I'm going to burnish. And as I'm burnishing and going, I want to show you. We need to miter these edges somewhat. We're folding them down for strength. We don't want them to, we want them to fit. But it's kind of a pain to do every single one of them. So I'm going to just continue. I'm going to fold it in half and then miter it. Nope, Sally is not here today. She is riding horses here in Utah still. Okay. And I'm going to miter this. I'm going to burnish the second one. And then I'm going to miter the two together. And once again. Well, I'm glad they do because I make them. Then we're going to miter the two together. And then I'm going to fold the hinge down so I can miter this piece. And then sometimes, well, I didn't quite go through all the way. Now you might have to check that you went through all the way. And if you need to straighten them up, see, they're going to be laying down. Hold that back. So they won't be seen. Now on the bottom, we are going to just go ahead and cut straight up. We're cutting straight up on those score lines. That's what that will look like. This hinge is what's going to hook our box together. So the hinge side, we'll start putting our flaps down, and this last one, I just fold it backward. That's going to remind you we're not gluing it down yet, but we're going to glue these three. We want to glue them down. Not only is it going to add a little bit of strength to your box, but as you're putting something heavy down into your divider, it's not going to like tear apart the raw edge. So it gives a nice finished edge to the top of your box. I don't mat this. You certainly can mat this where it does not show inside the box. I didn't. Okay, before we put this together, we're going to go back over the score lines. And especially this one with my tab folded back, it sticks out a little, and you want your bottom to be straight because this is going to be the straight. I mean, these straight ones are going to be what make this a box when we glue them together. So I'm burnishing those really well. And we're going to burnish each score line. If you're not using artisan, just make sure your paper will handle that kind of scoring. Now we're going to fold back the hinge, add our adhesive, and close our box. And you'll fold it in half. And there's our box. And again, when we put that piece on the inside, you'll have to give it a little bit of a fold. Like it's diving in. Okay, let's close the box. And it doesn't matter where you start. Hello. So I'm just going to start by folding them over each other to make sure it's going to be square. And it should be. There's my first one. Let's add some adhesive. Close. Then I'll just add more adhesive on that last piece and close. Turn it over, and then if you have something long you can get in there, that's really helpful. Bone folder, your glue bottle. I use my little stomper, just made from a dowel. I'm going to hold it for just a second. And let's grab our bag. So this is going to go anywhere you want. If you don't want your extra section in the center, you can move it to a side. The side. And again, mine has my hand motion. And then if you need more room, maybe like for some socks, I thought also another thing would be cute with the hand soap, the lotion. If you want to do like a kitchen set, and you can put the kitchen utensils in here for a housewarming gift, or whatever you're doing for your housewarming gift. Let me move my soap back in the box. Or you can put it right here in the center, anywhere that you like. But you want to add your adhesive to the bottom. And then we need it to attach to the front and the back. So it doesn't matter which two sides you choose. You're going to add your adhesive to what will be the front and the back and the bottom. Squeeze your bag open so you don't get glue everywhere, because this is shorter. Attach it to the bottom. Whoops, make sure your glue's going the right way. And I do have this one hand sanitizer bottle that fits. So I'm going to push that down in there, and then while it's in there, let's just hold the sides together for a minute. So another reason to move the little box over, because maybe you want to put a little folio inside. It will hold a folio. Some things that'd be cute is this. This was made at the past retreat. If I move this over, see, I could put that inside there. So you can do all kinds of fun things. So we need to hold that for just a minute. Okay. Then I'm going to get the ribbon out. So for the handle, I'm just using this dot, kind of messy looking burlap ribbon, and I want 2 pieces that are 14 inches for my handle. Again, you can change the size. And then I took another piece that's just a little over 12, or however long you need it to be to tie the bow. I'll show you what I did. So I just feed these to the outside. Oops. And I'll tell you, with this Splendor from Authentique, it's going to be the prettiest housewarming gift if you're going somewhere for Thanksgiving. So you need to make enough room so you can tie a knot to hold that in. Now, if your ribbon's not big enough, you might need to tie a couple of knots. But I did go with this ribbon intentionally because I knew it was going to be bulky and big, and it's going to stay. Pull it through and tie my knot. Make sure that's tight. And our other side. Yes, we do carry the burlap ribbon, and we brought it in especially because it matches the new Masquerade from Authentique and also Splendor from Authentique. And oh, I can't wait to show you the new one. Yep, you can do grommets in there. You can do eyelets. You can do a paper handle with brads, anything you like. So once I got my handle at this point, which is cute this way, or like I said, any length you want. I just tied mine to make it one handle with that bow. And this one, I'm not going to do a bow. I did not cut it long enough, which is okay. It looks very burlappy, and just, I love it. So that will make it into one handle. Just center that. And then it is ready for your gifts. Like I said, this one is going to have the hand soap, the lotion, and then I've got, I did bring them down. I do have the pair of socks. Or you can also use a kitchen towel. Hi, Vicki. So you can put your socks in there, lotion. We've got our soap. And now we're ready to decorate the front. And for the front, I didn't do much because the sunflower is just beautiful. So I've added some leaves and just some dots that I have. And then the 3x4 cut aparts. So for the pocket on the front, let's go ahead. Brown socks. Yes, I do have some. Actually, I have fall socks. Those are to go in the Halloween. I'm using Masquerade and making some Halloween boxes too for my daughter and daughter-in-law, so that they have something for Halloween. I'm using Masquerade and putting some cute things in there for them. Because you know the moms, they don't always get, they give the candy. They get it out in the bowl. We're doing trick-or-treat here. And they get the kids ready. They make sure everybody's having a good time. So I thought my daughter-in-laws needed to have their own little trick-or-treat bag. Okay. After we've scored, we need a 4 7/8 by 2 3/8 piece of cardstock for the front. And see, I have scraps, but I want a little more color, so I'll go with the plaid, which is the back of the sunflowers. 4 7/8 by 2 3/8. And I cut it too short, didn't I? I sure did. It's 2 7/8. So measure before you cut. Like 2 7/8. And then I will be using one of the die cuts from the die cut sheet. I have a few more of those leaves. And your bag is very strong. Should be very strong. So I'm just going to do all my decorating here on the front. Again, that's a fun place that you can put in 3x4 cut aparts, or you can make a card from the 3x4 cut aparts. And I will just borrow these, but they were just from the collections. I mat these on the green because they were with the green cardstock. But let's let our pocket dry first. You have lots of pretty things to choose from, so I'll take We Love Fall most of all. Put it right in the center. And this is your chance to get into your stash. Or maybe you do dried leaves. Oh, thank you. Lynn just posted a cutting guide. Thank you, Lynn. And one thing I want to do is use the burgundy. And I do not know where I got these leaves. I've had them. I wait until, like Hobby Lobby, Joann's, they will have some of these leaves in the craft section, you know, where the kids craft kits are. I believe they were 70% off last year. So I just grabbed them. And I'm really glad I did. So we're just going to lay down the leaves however you like. I'm going to kind of now build on that. Do some layering. Let's bring this one in. I'm just going to use a couple of my dots that I've had, the enamel dots in my stash. To add some dimension. And then the little flowers I've had. Or you can use the paper line and make your own flowers. And with these guys, I just started putting them, kind of letting them fall where they, or lay where they fall. I wanted them to just be, you know how your leaves and everything are starting to fall off the tree. I was kind of looking for that effect. Nothing fancy, just end of season. Everything's fallen to the ground. It's hard to imagine it's already here, fall. So that is a little bit different than before. And these are also, have a punch, super easy to make. But these ones I don't know where I got them from. They've been in my stash forever. Got a couple leaves left for next time. You can use twine. Like on this one, I used twine. Added more of those dots on the flowers, but I like this one just like it is. So you can take your glossy accents also, which actually, let me show it to you before I get that glossy accent on there. To show you the little gift bag that you just made. Look how fast we made it. It's not a hard project at all. And this one that I'm using is called the Crystal Glaze. So it's very similar though to your what's the other stuff called? Glossy accents. And what it does is it will dry. So do this last. And you're going to need at least a good 12 hours. I always let it dry 12 hours to make sure. But when it does, it's going to look like that is glass or plastic. You know, it's behind a bubble. So I'll just let that dry like this. Now you can add your glitter. You can get out another thing that would be fun is your Stella. And go over the sunflower itself or with your glitter pins, anything. So this is a fun like canvas opportunity to just start working on it. And I'm shocked I'm out of my Stella. Basically, you just go over your leaves and it'll turn it all shiny. But mine's all gone. And that is our project. I hope you guys love it. I hope you find a lot of fun uses for this. Like I said, it'll fit 3, may fit 4 of those little boxes on the inside. You can definitely create a lot of different dividers or anything else. My magical bows. Yeah, we were making a lot of bows this weekend, and I kind of became the bow maker for the baskets. So maybe we will do a tutorial, especially with the Christmas magic paper that will go with, and maybe we'll have a big beautiful bow on it next time. Okay, I will see you guys next week on Authentique. And oh no, I can't go anywhere. See, I always forget this part. We have a brand new fall collection. Yeah, can you believe it? So this collection, I need to very carefully move my box. This collection is for the hunter, the camper in your life. Okay, this is called hunting. So if you have a hunter in your household, or you have some vintage photos, we've got a lot of vintage photos of my husband, because on the farm in New Hampshire, they did hunt. They hunt a lot because they ate it. That's what, you know, they were sustained on through the winter, was deer. And isn't this amazing? Let's see what we have to say here. The outdoor experience will cleanse your soul and make you a better person. We also have, you must not only aim right, but draw your bow with all your might. There is no portion of the wilderness where game is found in which it is not a keen pleasure to hunt. So this is for those hunters in your life, and it is just gorgeous. The green, it's very green, and I absolutely love that. So it also can be used for other items or home deco, or if you want to just very masculine. You don't have to use the hunting side. Look at this. This is a green, brown. You've got your khaki, just beautiful. So many beautiful colors in this. Then on the back side, we have ducks, we have fires, we have guns, we have hatchets, all the different hunting things. And I love this one. So if you have a very outdoorsy type family room, wouldn't this be a gorgeous for a 12 by 12 layout? You have the bullseye, and again, it's in green and khaki, just gorgeous. Then we've got the green, the khaki, and the brown polka dots. Yeah, that's what I thought. But this side is gorgeous. It is very pretty in person. Then we have tracks. Put my hand here. Anyway, all the different animal tracks. Camouflage. So you can have your hunters. You can camouflage your hunters on here in their hunting gear. Wouldn't that be a cool background for that? And yes, guide cards. Then, so it is a smaller collection. You have the cut aparts. Of course, you can use the back. So there is 5 sheets. So in your paper pack, I haven't looked at the full amount yet, but you're going to definitely get more than one. And I haven't checked, but there's probably going to be the coordinating spectrum, which is very nice to use with these collections. And then we have the hunting elements with all the fun things. We've got hunting dogs. We have the bows. Oh, look at kind of a beagle. Hunting dog. Here they come, hunting pal, right on target. So it's really fun. Very vintagey too. So if you've got those old pictures of grandpa or great grandpa, definitely get them out. What a wonderful, wonderful gift to have a little folio to put these in. So I will be working with this also eventually. Just got so many other projects we got to do first for Christmas, but again, add this into your Christmas project list. Okay, I now will definitely see you next week right here on Authentique, and be watching your local scrapbook stores. This is hitting, if it hasn't already. I'm a little behind, but it will be also at countrycraftcreations.com here by the end of the day. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.